Well, welcome back to another session of this Ironsworn co-op stream. I was trying to think of the name for like this new section, and at least the title I have right now is what I was coming up with right before stream started. But I want to run this by you, Blink. What do you think about this new section being called? Let's see, what did I call it again? It was like cold irons bite. Since we are entering
Cold
into
Iron's Bite?
Cold Iron's Bite as like the title for this new arc. Since
I have nothing else, so I'm gonna go with it.
All right, we're in the Ironlands. We're about to be in a heavy winter. Anyway, welcome back, and yeah, I'm Midnight Chester 8. This is Blink and Firefly. We have an ongoing co-op Ironsworn game that's going, and for the little bit of a recap, if you're tuning in here first, our characters are in this long journey to get to these pillars out in the distance that have mysteriously lit up recently with a kind of magical glow. And it's been causing some other weird stuff happening. We need to investigate, but it's far, far away, long journey. On the way, some bad stuff has happened, and not to get too into the weeds on what exactly it's all been. Most recently, my character is now without a body. I am just a spirit kind of inhabiting a pendant that she wears on a necklace. It is inside of a bottle. There's just kind of encapsulated inside a bottle. She holds my very essence. And I think we determined last time when we were randomly asking some oracles, it was that I could telepathically kind of communicate with you, but nobody else could hear me, I think is what we determined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
So the role of my character these days is going to be a lot more just guidance than really participating too much in the action for now. But we're certainly hoping to work around that and get us both back in the mix as soon as possible. I think it's fair to say it's among our top priorities on character goals is returning me to a body.
Yes. Gotta find you a vessel.
Yeah, exactly.
Worthy of your spirit.
Figure out exactly what that means. I mean, of course, one of the problems with this is the whole, we need to find a vessel. That body probably belongs to somebody. Or either that or it's going to be like this old rotting corpse, and I'm not too crazy about that either. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we'll figure it out together. I don't expect that we'll get that all solved tonight, but I hope we certainly make some good progress. But
we'll try.
Yeah, exactly. We never really plan ahead on any of this. This is a GM-less game, so this is there's no planning, there's no milestones or story beats that we're planning on hitting. I go into this as blind as you guys, and we just see what happens along the way. I in fact actively try not to think ahead and just run by the seat of my pants. And yeah, it's fun. It's a game that supports that. The game is, of course, Ironsworn, is available freely at ironswornrpg.com. Check it out. You can download a copy if you want to follow along and keep up with the rules. But let's move over. Let's pull up the character sheet and actually get into some game time. So finding a body, important, but not as immediately important, of course, as it should be your character sheet, because you're the one who's really going to be doing stuff. There we go. Not nearly as important as dealing with the fact that there is winter, a blizzard. We recently lost a year of time, and apparently seasons are very long in this universe. It's not just a few months of winter, it's who knows how long. We're taking kind of a cue from Game of Thrones in that regard. Winter is long, winter is harsh, and winter is here. And you found out in the distance, as I recall, you successfully determined some weather of there is a major winter storm, just a blizzard that's going to be hitting this area soon. I don't think this is minutes away. You've got time to prepare, but we know it's coming and it's going to be bad. And we're in this flooded kind of, it's become a bit of a swamp. It used to be different, but the cataclysmic floods came in, and so now we're waiting around hip deep in water everywhere. So not a place you want to be where it's frigid. So I guess my question for you, as you look out on this kind of the ruined buildings that were once this town before it got abandoned because of the flood that was coming, you've got all these kind of torn apart and rotting buildings that have just been soaking in this water for most of a year. and you know the storm is coming. So what is the plan?
I think the plan is just to look for any signs of human life. Just
Okay.
find some kind of human interaction. Just
Yeah,
to.
and it could be very helpful for like anybody who's nearby. Could the numbers could indeed working together. There's a reason people travel together, and you're only kind of traveling with me. Now this is one thing that I think I could potentially help you out with, in the sense that like I still have perception of the world, and my being able to see beyond the veil a little bit into like the magical realm might be able to give you an advantage on this, to like see in a few different ways. The reason I bring this up is because there is indeed an important move, aid your ally. And I was never remembering it back when we were both traveling together as like physical humans, and I want to remember like really make use of our ability to help each other more. So what I want to do to set up this whole you looking around for somebody, any sign of somebody that's been around, I want to secure an advantage for you with my looking beyond the veil. Like I'm looking for magical residues that are out there that might give clues that you wouldn't otherwise be privy to, and then I'd be able to kind of point you in some directions. Like, wait, hold on, you need to look, check out this area. I think I see something. And then ultimately you'll be making the real move, but this is the move that sets you up.
Okay.
And I believe my sighted move is... Oh, no, it's when I face danger or gather information with it. That's when I get the bonus. So secure an advantage, I don't get the benefit from it, but I still want to do it for you, and I think it makes sense in the fiction. So I'll see what I can do, kind of staring out into the world from the spirit realm. And this is definitely with expertise, insight, or observation, so it's with my wits, which is a shame. It's not what I'm good at, but at least it's a lesser move. It's setting up the real one. If we fail on this one, it could be much worse in a different situation. So here we go. First roll of the game. Let's roll a wits roll. Here we go. What the? Okay, so they interestingly they changed on Roll20 they changed the like how the like automated rolling and stuff works. And it looks like I've got a bit of a bug here. It's not showing, like, I can see the 3D dice on my screen for the results, but it's not showing the, like, results in the box.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Unfortunately. I've got good news, though. That's a strong hit. I can prove it.
Nice.
Yeah. Damn it. I like having the roller down there. It's very convenient, but it's, it got recently changed, and... Yeah,
I believe you.
I rolled a 6 on the action die plus my wits of 1, and then rolled a 1 and a 3 on the challenge dice. So strong hit, which is not what I was expecting with my wits. So on a strong hit,
Sometimes.
Hey, yeah, sometimes I can actually help you out. Now we may not find anything mystical. It's just I think if you get a strong hit, it opens up that possibility for maybe find something particularly kind of magical or good. Oh, like maybe some sign. Maybe I can help you find some sign of the wizard. What was the wizard's name? I'm trying to remember.
Muko?
Yeah, Muko. Yeah, maybe some long-lost sign of Muko when he left here. You could find like something to help point you in his direction, as well as maybe finding a real person. But on a strong hit... Oh, yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
And the horse. And your
Oh, that's
raven.
true. Yeah, we need to find animals. I would recommend... maybe swearing a vow about that, so that we can get some. You can get some experience for finding them. I don't think it'll be all that important. I think it would be at best or at worst, like a troublesome vow. Like, won't need to spend all that much time doing it. But if you're gonna do it, might as well get experience for it.
I will swear a vow.
We'll do
to
that.
Find the animals.
Do that in just a second. So strong hit. You gain advantage. Choose one. Take control. Make another move now, not a progress move, and add +1. Or prepare to act. Take +2 momentum. But this is technically an aid my ally move, so it's they instead of you can take the benefits of the move if you're okay. So yeah, you can either gain 2 momentum right now, or when you make your next move, you can just have a +1 additional. Make it all the more likely that you'll succeed.
Okay.
Either one is pretty good.
High
It's like it's middling. It could be better, could be worse. Either one is honestly a fine choice. I wouldn't say there's either one of them is like an obvious, like, that's the good one to take right now. So it's, yeah. Well,
We'll do the what was the other one you said?
The
Not
other
the
one,
momentum one.
the other one is the next move that you make will have an additional +1 to it, so you're just all the more likely to succeed.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that one.
Okay, so we'll remember that. I would recommend, like, because of the fiction of like what I was doing with the advantage, that move should probably be your like gather information roll of like trying to find somebody. And then afterwards we can do that vow that you want to swear to find our animal companions. So yeah, what does this look like? Are you like shouting out to find somebody, or is it more just searching around for a while? Like what's the process of trying to find somebody?
Yeah, I think we're just heading towards where the village used to be, like in that direction. And
oh man, the way I'm picturing this right now is I see it like, since this is winter and everything, like it's so much duskier and dimmer out right now. So I have this image in my mind of like at some point you're looking through just like an old like falling apart building, and you're like lighting the inside with the glow of the bottle. You're like holding it up to try and see better.
oh yeah,
That'd be cool.
that's pretty convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
Flint, light my way.
Yeah, right. Well, cool. Yeah, let's take a look and see how it goes for you. So this would be another wits roll. You have slightly better at that. Yeah, this is definitely a gather information as you're just looking around for. It's like you're following a track or conducting an investigation. This will be wits, and you'll have an additional +1. So total of +3 on the roll. Let's see how this goes. Grae, wits with a +1. Who knows? Also, maybe this will fix it. Hopefully. I may also just need to redo my macros that are doing it.
I was gonna say, can you refresh? Or...
The problem to truly fix it, I think it's gonna have to. Actually, let me try something really fast, because it sure would be nice to have these work. I'm gonna pull up your character sheet here, and I'm gonna roll directly from the sheet, because I think everything got redone recently. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna roll.
Hey, King Zion.
Hey, doing all right?
How you doing?
It's all right. Your caps are just fine. All right, I'm gonna roll directly from the sheet and see if that word's any better. There we go. Okay, so rolling from the sheet worked. I think I just need to redo the macros. So it'll be a little bit more of a pain for me, but we can make it happen. It's like a tiny inconvenience. Unfortunately, the challenge dice rolled really high, even though you did really well on that. It is still a full-on
why is it a miss?
It's a full-on miss, because you have to beat, not tie, the dice. So
it tied.
yeah, your 7 tied one. So it is unfortunately a miss. Which gives us a couple of options here in terms of how we make this interesting. It could just be that, you just don't find anything.
Wait, I thought it was +3.
It is.
7.
Well,
I'm confused.
The 7 is actually, as you can see, you rolled a 4 and then added 2 and added 1. As you can see now.
Oh, okay, so that was already
combined. 7. Okay. Yeah, 7 is just the total.
Okay.
Yeah, it just does all that math ahead of time.
Stop trying to steal my pen, cat. Stop it.
But yes, sadly, we do have a miss on our hands, which could be you finding somebody. And in fact, I kind of like the idea of you found somebody. It's just maybe they don't have they come with a problem. Not necessarily that they like are evil and have something against you, but like maybe they've got some baggage. Like let's roll something about, like,
maybe it's Dougwit again.
Dougwit. I don't want him, because like
okay.
He'll be too just like I have this idea in mind of somebody that's got like a problem that they're not telling you about, and like they're like them being around you would be kind of putting you in danger because like somebody's looking for them or something. Yeah. Let's use some oracles to find out a little bit more about this person. But I just want to make sure.
Maybe they.
Let's see. Making sure that I'm doing a good use of the yeah. On a miss, your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. Yeah. What were you gonna say about maybe they?
I was gonna say maybe they stole our animal companions, so they're trying to hide that from us.
Could be. Let's see. I am going to roll a couple of oracles to find out some characteristics of this person, and then we'll see like I don't know. I personally don't want them to necessarily be like a bad person. They're just in a bad situation, so that it's something that's not like
Okay.
like it's something that could get you in trouble, even if they don't mean it. Just to kind of shake things up a little bit. I don't want every mess to be like, they're a villain. Just...
Okay.
All right, let's see. So let's find out a few things about him. First off, character role. What kind of person is this? Traveler. Well, that makes sense. So we have a traveler. They are...
Nice.
So they're probably like stopping here to try and find any amount of supply. Like I'm imagining why they're trying to move through this ruined, flooded, abandoned place, and they probably just need some supplies of their own or something, and or are making camp. And there's at least some amount of shelter here. And let's see, character description. Let's roll. Let's get 3 of these to get just kind of like round them out a little bit. So we have vengeful is the first one. Disfigured. Ooh, maybe that's probably what they're vengeful about, is like something that disfigured them. I'm just like, right now, I'm just picturing Zuko, just vengeful and disfigured. He's
Nice.
You're gonna know when he starts talking about
Has an uncle.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna know that when he starts talking about reclaiming his honor, and the trouble is that his evil sister is out to. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one, Yeah, you found Zuko on the road basically.
Yeah.
Vengeful, disfigured, and hot-tempered.
Nice.
So like. Hot-tempered, it's almost even rubbing in the whole, like, yep, he's a firebender. I almost feel like this random generator is winking at us. Like, it's Zuko. So, I'd like to base it off of him a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
The more important thing is, like, what's their problem right now? And there actually is... Character goal. I'm gonna see character goal might be helpful. There's also settlement trouble, which we might be able to use for just kind of like what's this person's trouble. In fact, yeah, that seems more likely to be helpful. So I'm gonna do settlement trouble. Like
that makes sense.
Like what's a problem that this person would be undergoing?
Maybe they were
disastrous accident, which sounds all related to this disfigurement and vengeful. Like it's all tying in. So let's figure out, like, something, what happened here that would be the cause for vengeance. And yeah, maybe, like, it's starting to sound like it's less that trouble is going to find them and more that they're going to lead you to trouble with their desire for vengeance. So yeah, I feel like maybe, like, if we're going with the whole Zuko thing, like if we want to go just steer right into it, we can indeed do like some kind of big fire or something that was disfiguring. And like this person like truly got burned and it was the fault of somebody out there. And yeah, I think as a result, they're probably... Well, I guess we didn't roll that they're like nervous or wary or anything. In fact, they're vengeful. So like they're just... and hot-tempered. Okay. Maybe we'll find out more about it as we interact with the character, but I think you should indeed find this person and we do have to make sure that it still feels like a miss though. So like what if like this would probably be something that's in the near future, like this vengeance that's going to be taken out.
Maybe it's on vengeance on us because we released the
that's-
wizard. Maybe he came across the
That's
wizard
true. That's a good one.
and the wizard cursed him or something.
Something bad could have happened. Yeah, some kind of magical act. Because we know he wasn't in that great of control of his magic. All sorts of
That's
weird stuff
true.
happened before. Yeah, what if the magic...
Maybe he was asking for help.
Muko might have disfigured
instead of getting
Zuko.
help.
Muko
Oh my
and
god.
Muko and Zuko, partners in
Zuko.
magical unfortunate accidents. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. So I think Muko wound up accidentally doing something to him a long time ago, and that would be why he's returning to this spot. Because it probably happened. Yeah, he's probably trying to... Okay. Last thing we need is a name for this person. So I'm going to roll that up.
Luco.
I don't have that oracle on my table, but I've got it ready to roll here. I think. Where are my oracles? There's one PDF that I forgot to open up. Give me just a moment here. We have Ironsworn. I want just the full rulebook. There we go. Okay. Here is our table of names. We've got 2 tables, in fact. Would you like table 1 or 2? Knowing nothing about... They're just 2 full tables of names. 1 or 2?
2.
2 it is. All right. This person's name is... Result 100. Wow. Chandra. Okay, so you...
Chunder?
Chandra. Or Chandra. Yeah, so which is giving me some female vibes. I think we have a she.
Female Zuko.
All right. So yeah, when you're going through this, like, God damn it, robe, stay more closed. I like how nice and warm you are, but I don't need to be showing off the chest V. Right. So as you're wandering through this this old falling apart settlement, at some point I think you hear the kind of like clicking together of some like flint and a rock or something. You can hear that kind of clicking sound and maybe see the effects of like some sparks around a corner as this person maybe you peer over and see, you know, them hunched over, clearly getting a fire started up. And it's like just starting a little... They seem to be having trouble with it, in fact. We'll go with that.
Okay.
But and they're you hear this voice just cursing with it, just like, shit, come on, won't you fucking light? Come on. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
I'll just say, hello there. Need some help?
It's a very quick turnaround. And then, like, I think you just like startle them startle her at first, but then she relaxes and sees that... I think when she sees that you're not like Muko, she's a little bit more at ease. And goes, and like, I think she gestures to the fire and says, "If you don't mind, do you know anything about starting fires?"
I whisper to my... I don't.
I seem to be having a little bit
Not
of
really.
Doesn't seem to be working for me right now. Maybe you'll be able to
feel
do
like
better.
I
And
would
just like
whisper-
just kind of like tosses the stones on the ground. Hope you have better luck than I do, so we don't fucking freeze to death.
I pick up the flints and kind of whisper under my breath to Flint, how do I do this?
I guess Flint should probably know something about using flint.
Yeah, I
You'd-
feel like
you'd
that's
think,
the reason
but-
his name is Flint.
Who knows? Who knows why his name is Flint? You're actually... So if we're truly doing this, it sounds like there's a move for making camp, which sounds the most like what's going on here. Let's see. How do you do that? Making camp is actually something that you roll supply for. And your supply is... It's okay. It could be better, but you're at least not like running out of supplies. I think that potentially, yeah, maybe Flint could try and answer back with a little bit of advice to give, again, like try and secure an advantage with just some advice on getting a fire started. Hey, Riddler.
Just Riddler.
Welcome. Yeah, I think Flint would say something along the lines of, she wasn't giving it enough room to breathe. Remember, even you don't want the wind. Well, you don't want the winds to blow it out. You need to make sure that you don't suffocate the fire. It's a living thing. Just be patient. And I'll try and secure an advantage to help you out on that. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of secure an advantage as an aid to your ally, because that's about all I can really do until I get a body back. So yeah, this sounds again like wits. It's expertise, insight, or observation. So you're asking for a person who's terrible at this, but at least it can only go so bad. It's an aid to your ally roll.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. And get my sheet. Come on. Come on, Flint. Where's my... I'm trying to get it to pull up so that I can do the... Oh, there we go. That is... Oh, no. It's... I see. It only wants to have one character sheet open at a time, and I already had yours open. Okay. This will require a little bit of going back and forth sometimes, but it's all right. All right. Rolling a 1, or rolling with a +1. Let's see what happens. Well, I already see on there that's a miss. Oh, so what do we keep tying the lower die. We keep coming so close to getting a weak hit, but not pulling it off. Again, this is just my setup for the real roll, though, so it's not that bad. Because in fact, when you aid your ally, it's just like they, instead of you, can take the benefits of the move. I suppose that should mean that you get the penalties as well. It does technically just say the benefits of the move. I'm going to choose to interpret that as it could help you, but it can't. I don't think that's the intent. All right, so in this case, a security advantage miss is you fail or your assumptions betray you. And, like, it's just me giving advice. It's not like, oh, and then a dragon comes, or, like, something terrible happens.
Yeah.
Like, that's stupid. I think it's just that, indeed, like, my advice, it's well-intentioned, but it can't really help you all that much. Like, the actual act of doing it, like, it's just words. And so, like, you're still just going to be left to your own abilities on it. It just, in this case, I think it's just a fail. Like, it's just a nothing happens result. So they were nice words. In the fiction, it's something to listen to, but mechanically, it's not going to help you at all.
Gotcha.
Is, I think, just the best way to interpret that. All right, let me pull your thing right back up, and let's roll a supply for you. All right. I need to set this because this character sheet doesn't have it actually reflective of your, like, current where everything is. Oh shit, I just reload. Your health is at 0. We definitely gotta do something about that. You are okay, so let's keep that in mind when narrating this. Like,
I wonder what I look like.
You're probably pretty winded and haggard right now, not doing so well. Like, it's, who knows, maybe this person can be helpful if we can get into kind of a friendship with them. Or at least a mutual agreement of we can help each other out sort of thing.
Because if I'm at 0, I don't even think I'd be...
Thankfully, the move that you're doing of Make Camp is a way to help that out, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
One of the things you can do at camp is recuperate to get health back. So this might help that out right away. Because you'll be breaking bread and resting and just getting that back.
Gotcha.
So, let's see what happens. Hey, there we go. That's what I like to see. Strong hit.
Nice.
So, yeah, apparently you're able to figure it out. You can get this fire started and
Yay.
getting out your ear. So you're, like, inside this old, like, probably smelly... Wait, this whole area is flooded. So I guess it's probably a building that has, like, a pile up of debris or something. Like what if like half this building tumbled down or something, or like there's an upper floor that like collapsed in, and now there's like this pile of like old wood beams and stuff that's sticking up just enough out of the water that you can like get a fire going on top of it, but there's like no room around because you got to sit like really close to it because the rest is just flooded. You're either in the cold water or you're up on this just
But
like pile of rubble.
didn't we say that all the water was frozen though because it was so cold?
Oh, you're right. I think we did say that. So yeah, we're on top of the ice. That makes sense.
Okay. Stop it, Dagan.
That makes sense. We're not wading hip like we would be wading hip deep in water, but here it's too cold. So yes, that's even better. Good point. So on a strong hit, yeah, you'll get to do a couple of things here. Basically, there's a list that you'll be able to choose two from. Technically, you and your allies may each choose two. Now, I am an ally with you. I just don't have a body. I think legally, I'm still making camp with you, and I'm gonna hold you to that, Sean Tompkin. I am still an ally. I will get to choose two as well. This is resting and recovering for several hours out in the wild, so you're probably I imagine like maybe the storm is starting to come in, and so like you don't want to go back out into it. You know, the winds are blowing heavy. It's just you're gonna want to hole up here for a little while. So your options are basically all related to the meters that you have. One is recuperate, which is take +1 health for you and any companions. One of them is suffer -1 supply and take +1 health for. So basically, there's a way to kind of get 2 health if you're willing to use up some more supply to do it. Otherwise, the other option is just the better one. Relax, which is take +1 spirit. Focus, take +1 momentum. And prepare. When you break camp, add +1 if you undertake a journey, which may well be happening soon. It wouldn't be unheard of. So, yeah, I would definitely recommend doing at least some amount of healing with that, since your health is at 0.
Okay.
So I'd recommend you at least one of them being that like recuperate one or the rest one, whatever it is that just gives you +1 health. Okay. Recuperate, yeah.
Recuperate. Get my herbs out.
Yeah. That's true. You could also just do some healing while you're here. And then what else stood out to you? Any other things that you'd like to work on? You can either boost your health more, but it's going to eat into your supply. You can boost your spirit, you can boost your momentum, or you can basically set yourself out getting ready for a journey.
I want to boost my spirit.
Okay, so we'll boost both of those by 1. Good. You're feeling a little bit better about the situation, it would seem.
Helping someone.
Yeah, I imagine.
Campfire.
I imagine part of it is that indeed, like sharing this and getting this set up is probably putting Chandra in a better mood.
Hey, more tricks. More features.
And like, as Chandra gets in a better mood, that probably helps you feel a little bit better to be like, okay, like, yeah, this person was a little bit on edge. It's uncomfortable at first, but maybe she's not so bad once you're kind of breaking bread together over a fire. She cools down, at least towards you. And yeah, let's actually. I'm gonna choose some options for myself as well, and then let's have a little bit of a scene here. Let's slow down and role play out a little bit the kind of like conversations around the fire. As for me, I definitely want to increase my spirit. My health, I don't think I should be able to, because the reason it's 0 is just because I don't indeed have a body.
Yeah.
So that I think is invalid right now, but I'm gonna boost my spirit back up as well. I'm feeling a little bit more like it's okay. We'll make it out of this. We'll be okay. And the other one I want to do is I think I might want to actually prepare. Like I'm all on your behalf. I'm going to kind of like think ahead about the journey that's coming up and like how we're going to get out of here, where we should go to like avoid the worst of the winter. So I will take the prepare action and basically just give it to you when it's time. When we're finally undertaking a journey, we'll get to have the benefit of that +1.
Okay.
But yeah, let's zoom in a little bit and have this scene with the 3 of us around a campfire with Chandra as the the icy winds blow outside. It's just those howling winds that you can hear
Oh gosh.
just buffeting the sides of this with this fresh snow, the powder that's coming down. And I think we're still inside only like half a building. It's just like we've got a wall between us and the winds, but it's still, bitter cold, and the snow is coming out right there on the eye. Like, it's not great. Yeah, so I think Chandra will ask you. Oh man, I wish Flint could communicate with everybody. I just realized that I can't just like talk out loud. Chandra says, "So what brings you to this hellish place?"
Well,
Slide whistle would make a convincing win. You're not wrong.
oh my gosh, no! Why?
That is a terrible win. But yeah, what brings you out to this icy, hellish place?
Oh, that's a long story.
She like looks out to the snow, going, "I don't think either of us is going anywhere anytime soon." I think she's probably like whetstoning a blade right now or something, and yeah, she's sharpening up a blade during all of this, just like sitting cross-legged by the fire.
Okay.
Shh. Shh. Shh.
That's a bit intimidating.
Do you give that?
I don't know if I want to share. Like,
do you give that impression?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I was traveling with some family, and
I think there's like Flint in your head is like mockingly says like, "Oh, I'm already family. Thanks so much." He's gonna be the guy who's like always making it hard to have conversations because there's just like a secret voice in your head. Family, huh? I hope.
Yes, just.
I hope nothing bad. She like realizes you're out alone now. It's like, wait, that wasn't. Nothing bad happened, right? I didn't mean to push on anything that might be sensitive. Shh. Shh.
Oh. It was the flood.
And like the wheels are turning in her head. It's like, are you telling me have you been lost since the flood?
Pretty much.
No wonder you were able to start a fire. You've clearly been living off the land for far longer than I can imagine.
It's been a struggle.
You weren't kidding when you said your story is long.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell where to even begin. What about you?
There's kind of like a...
Where are you heading?
Quick sneer on her face. Let's find out. Let's get a destination for her. Let's generate a town that she'd be heading on the way to. I guess we did talk about how it was about Muko and like she's heading here. Says, well, I believe it or not, I was headed here. Don't know why I thought it would be any better than this wretched state, but once ran across a person who hailed from this area. Was hoping to be able to maybe catch up with them, she says with like this look off to the side, and like there's like underlighting on her the like creepy kind of like flashlight under her face kind of lighting when she says that kind of vengeful thing. I thought I could maybe catch up with him. Don't suppose you've ever heard of a man named Muko? Did you run into him in your travels?
Actually, we did.
Really?
You know Muko.
Where is he?
That's another long story. I don't know.
Your life sounds very complicated. I don't envy you.
Yeah, it is complicated. We did have an encounter with Muko.
We should figure out what her disfigurement is. Because she'd probably be sitting in a way that kind of like hides it a little bit, like at least doesn't draw attention to it.
I like the burned eye idea.
Just
like,
we'll do a
I
full
think
on like half a face burn type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like Zuko, it's like the Hound. It's
Yeah.
yeah. So she's probably sitting with that side of her face facing away from you, and just like she's kind of in profile all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't envy you.
Yeah, it was a strange encounter. He both helped me and didn't help me, but mostly helped me.
He has a way of that. He. She like while saying it, like kind of all the more turns that side of the face away from you to like hide it more and like looks down a bit and it's just. Yes, he both helped and didn't help me as well. And I wish to give my gratitude. You haven't heard of him. Or haven't heard where he is at this. When was the last time you talked to him?
Last time I talked to him was when we were in the cave.
She like looks off in the direction of the cave. Just like cave.
You don't know about the cave.
You think he might be in there?
He wouldn't be in there now.
What makes you say that?
Oh,
Are you hiding him?
No, definitely not hiding him. I have no clue.
Yeah,
where
her like grip tightens on the blade a little bit more. I think this is a good opportunity to like do a compel move or something to convince her that like you're not hiding him or anything. Like there's nothing.
She's getting a little suspicious.
Yeah, I think this would be a good opportunity for a move to be able to kind of like calm her back down and not be so like interrogatory about it. It could set the tone of this conversation differently.
I think I would just say I would like to find him too. I want to know where he is.
Oh, well, that could be interesting. Yeah. So we're gonna roll this compel, which this is definitely a charm, pacify, barter, or convince. Like you're literally trying to pacify her, which is heart, and thankfully that is your best stat. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're gonna roll a heart move and see if you can just calm her down. To look, lady, I don't know where he. I mean, obviously saying it a little bit more calmly than that. Just not. Look, lady, I don't know where the wizard is. Like, get off my tits. Like, okay, here we go. Let's roll a heart and see how this goes. Ooh, that's not what I want to see. It is so close. All these misses have been really close to getting to be weak hits, but yeah,
right?
I think they refuse or make a demand which costs you greatly, which in this case it's calming down. I think something about the way you say it, like she's not buying it. She thinks it's all the more just like, no, you know. And I think at this point she does turn to reveal more of like the horrible just like burns on her face. And she's almost doing a two-faced thing now where like the angrier side is coming out, so she shows you that and is it's like, no, he's in that cave and you're gonna take me to him.
Look, you do not want to go in that cave. That cave is it's trouble.
Where you're hiding him.
I'm definitely not hiding.
I assume over the course of like, because you've been together for like a few hours at this point, like you've told her your name, right? Or would you specifically not? Okay. It's up to you. I just want to know whether or not she'd call you by your name.
Yeah, I think I would let her know.
Okay. Like, Grae, I don't want I don't mean this to be a thing between the two of us. My business is not with you, but if you're hiding him, you're making it a business between the two of us. Just take me to the cave and we can part ways. Once we find him.
What happened to your face, may I ask?
I think that's definitely one that's going to have to be like done with a move to see like how she, or maybe we can just roll on an oracle to see like how does she take that. I think right now, given that she's already kind of aggressive, the odds are not great that she's gonna respond well to
Yeah.
that. Since we're not exactly coming at this from
I'm trying to change the subject because like I really don't want to go back to it.
Yeah. Well, you could certainly wind up, changing the deal, or compelling her for like some other deal or something potentially. But let's see, how does she take that? I think it's a let me pull up the tables for the likelihood stuff. Oh, it's far enough in. Let's set a percentage chance. I think there's like a 25% chance that she just opens up, is like, oh, well, let me tell you. And then otherwise, there's probably not something she wants to talk about, at least in detail. So if this is a 4 on this d4 I'm about to roll, if we roll a 4, then she'll open up fully and tell you the whole story.
Okay.
No, it's not a 4. So I think she just kind of like grits her teeth and says something along the lines of, can't you put it together? I want to see Muko. And I think at this point, like the grip on that sword is tightening, and she's starting to get some more aggressive posturing. It seems like it's a moment away from being a more like physically insistent about this, but you have an opportunity to change that. Okay. So let's see. What if is there anything Flint can do to help you out here?
Yeah, I feel like I would be like, Flint.
Yeah.
Give me some advice.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what he would say that might
cover up my mouth. She's not buying it.
I think Flint would tell you, even though like Flint doesn't know your stats, I think Flint would say like, if she's not believing her, tell her a lie that she wants to hear. Tell her you do know where he is, but elsewhere. It'll get her out of wanting you to go to the cave. If she wants to believe it, she will. She doesn't want to believe the truth.
Telling her.
That's my advice. Maybe he can give you a specific. To like, let's see. I'll secure an advantage by like maybe give you a specific version of the lie to tell, like where to go, like I think he's gonna try and come up with like the nearest city that should actually have like good provisions and like law enforcement and stuff, like a safe place where you'd be okay once you got there. And yeah, we'll come up with what that city is after the fact, but he would tell you like specifically like tell her that, or I guess the role that I'm making is how well he can come up with that on the fly. So the secure an advantage is, it's again with wits, like it's him just trying to think through, or maybe no, it's this is with Shadow, because I'm just trying to use deception, stealth, or trickery. Like how quickly can he come up with a good lie? Which is good, because I can lie a little bit better than I can think, just slightly, but yeah. So I'm going to secure an advantage with Shadow, and let's see. Oh, there we go. Now I can have both sheets open. There we are. All right, Shadow. Oof, yeah. It's a miss, and it's too high for my momentum. So yeah, I think again the maybe it's just that like I'm trying to tell you, but she's like being too quick and aggressive. Like there's not enough time for me to tell you enough things before like you just need to say something.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there listening to him.
Yeah, it's
like waiting for an answer.
It's too long of a pause for you to be able to like just wait it out. I think that's what it is, and so you just have to go with your gut, and I'm not able to help you. So what do you indeed take that advice, or do you have a different tactic?
I think I do take that advice. I think
Okay.
I do say he headed toward the nearest city.
Yeah, like, and you would know the name of it, but we can, in fact, we can randomly generate that right now.
Okay.
So the nearest city. Let's find out. Because I want to start. We talked about it last time. I wanted to start doing more to like really be more specific about this world and like what these places are. Like with the idea that who knows, maybe
Yeah.
as we get to know them, someday these might be places that we're revisiting, not just passing through, and we know something about like, oh, you know, where they'd be able to be good at that. You know, if we go back to Hilldale, then or whatever.
Yeah, this was Laketon, right?
This was this was Laketon.
Laketon.
But okay, quick settlement name generator. I need to roll 2d100. So roll 2d100. The first one is, okay, so we have 70 and 54. You talk Lost Bridge. That's a type of name that definitely has some character to it. Yeah, you point her to Lost Bridge.
Oh, I got that.
And well, one imagines it was built on like a river crossing somewhere, and then the bridge collapsed or something,
Yeah.
and so it got renamed Lost Bridge. Or maybe there was like a ruin of a bridge there that was there when they founded the town, something like that. And
Makes sense.
yeah, and I think because we're kind of going off of this on a I guess we'll do the roll, and if you do well, we'll determine things about the town now, and like you'll know in advance what you're heading into. If you don't do well, that'll be a mystery until we get there, I think.
Okay.
That seems like a interesting way to handle it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is you lying, so it would be using your shadow to try and compel her to be like, hey, like this new information. To believe you. He's not in the cave. He's at Lost Bridge. I'm glad you remembered Laketon, by the way.
Yeah, I got my notes.
You do better than I do. I should write more of this stuff down, but I don't. Okay, so let's do a shadow compulsion.
I forgot her name though. What was her name?
Chandra or Chandra.
Chandra. Okay.
Yeah, Chandra. That is a miss. Yeah, I think that you probably like your character isn't great at lying. It's not one of your great stats, and so I think there's just enough of the just like maybe you say it, but it's kind of stuttering out or something, and like whatever it is, the delivery, she's not buying it. And maybe it's just because she's set upon like believing you're a liar at this point.
Yeah.
And so you refuse or make a demand which costs you greatly. So like I don't want her to just start fighting you because I'm more interested in the story of her character. Like I want to have you guys working together. Like I keep on making that a possibility. Yeah, like I want to make that a possibility. So I don't want you to I don't want things to always just be like the threat of it's violence is what it goes to. Like I think violence is more interesting when it's not an always repercussion. I don't want everybody to be just on the verge, even though she has a sword out. I don't want her to just always be going straight to that. I think there's still room for it to get worse and go there, but I think it's more just like she wants your help because like she doesn't want to kill you. She believes that you know where he is, and it's in the cave. But I think it is gonna get physical. I think she's gonna be trying to drag you towards the cave and be like come on, we're going now, and you can resist that. But right now she's trying to like just impose physically and start dragging you towards the cave, like. And even like she's kicking out the fire and so like she's kicking snow over the fire and being like, we're getting too comfortable. It's time now. Cave. Let's go.
But it's cold out and I'm not dressed properly.
It won't be so cold once we get inside the cave. We'll be free from the winds. It's better shelter than what we have anyway.
Okay, I'll take you to the cave, but do you have any like blankets or cloaks or something? I'm like,
That's true, because like you have supplies, but not winter supplies. Well, that sounds like a heart compel to be like, see to reason. Like, you must have some manner of clothing to provision me properly for this. Like, look at me. I'm in regular ass clothes here. Yeah, let's use that to see how well she takes it. Like, compelling her to spare some like furs or something that'll help you resist these winds.
if I'm too cold, my limbs will freeze up and I won't be able to move.
Exactly. Cave's dangerous. There we go. Heart is something you can do. Ooh, barely made it, but you got a strong hit over that. So there we go. Strong hit. She like breathes out a sigh and goes and like rummages through a pack and tosses you like this. I think it's nice. Like, you got a strong hit on this. This should like help you. Let's see. Well, first of all, let's see what a strong hit does on compel. They'll do what you want or share what you know. In this case, they'll give you some warm clothes. Take +1 momentum, so let's give you that. And yeah, I think I was gonna say it should help you out, but I think the help really is just that the momentum of like it kind of represents how now you're better suited for the winter. Kind of like the cloak is kind of wrapped up in that idea. Like, you are better suited for the environment, so your momentum is higher. So yeah, she gives you that. You're better suited. We know now that won't be as much of a problem for like having to constantly make like health tests or something to stay alive, stay from freezing to death. Like, you're okay now.
And
so yeah, I think, and if you don't actively like resist it, well, the two of you will head into the cave. But you were saying something, sorry.
And then I just say, by the way, you wouldn't happen to have seen a horse, a black horse, roaming around? Or a raven by any chance?
Let's
see.
That's
a long shot. There's birds everywhere.
That's true. Let's see. I think this is a like 50-50 shot on whether or not she's seen your horse. Because I imagine your horse, like, it's a companion and it's mighty. It's loyal, and somehow like some part of it I feel like knows that you're out there and could be around.
Mm-hmm.
Though it has been a year.
Yeah.
It's a long
it's really
time to wait.
Yeah, it's a long shot for sure.
Like, it feels most likely your horse probably went back to your like where we came from. Why don't we put it like a 30% chance? Okay. Like maybe she saw like enough to ask you some follow-up questions. So yeah, if I'm gonna roll a D100 and on a or I'll just roll a D3. If you roll a 3, then yes. Anytime down there. No. Rolled a 1. She's a horse? No, not too many of them out this cold. I don't think they last all that long.
So we're gonna have to walk again.
Yeah. Or, I mean, the horse could be around, but she hasn't seen it. Like, that doesn't mean the horse isn't nearby, but...
True, yeah.
She hasn't seen him. Oh, I forgot. You said you came up with a name for your horse, right?
Yeah, Thornberry.
Thornberry.
Thornberry. Marianne.
It's failed 7 times in a row. My famous seal call. Lovely day. My famous seal call.
Oh my god.
I'm imagining a horse that has Nigel Thornberry's face in a long extended way. Just,
no.
That's your horse now. Is Thornberry.
I hate that meme. No.
So yeah.
Why they named him that.
So yeah, you've reached the cave. I think at this point, because there's nothing really standing between the two. There's no obstacles in the way. Um, the real smashing
Smash.
every time the horse gets to a new location, like successfully rides somewhere, smashing. Or if you like ask Thornberry to go somewhere. Uh, I'm just gonna be my mind is stuck on that right now. So let's see, because there's gonna be a moment here, no matter what. Like obviously we know Muko's not there, so we need to figure out like, what happens. When does she finally believe this, and what does that look like? Does this go well or not? I kind of want to wrap that all up in one row because I don't want to spend like too many rolls on just like this is still rather incidental to our journey. Like I want her involved in the story, but I don't want to like roll for every rock that we kick over type of thing. Like let's
Yeah.
So why don't we just represent this all as one roll? Like, how does this cave exploring process go, and the like acceptance of the fact that he's not there? Is this accepted in a good way or a bad way? Like, because there's a chance you could turn this back around to like, see, I tried to tell you he's not there, and she could take that well, or it could be, she could be very upset about this, and then maybe this does go more poorly.
For all we know, he is there. Maybe he came back, but
So let's see. Is there anything in particular that you would be doing to try and make this go well, or like, or the opposite and be like, no, I'm gonna take it and like push her down a hole or something? Like, obviously, I don't want to dictate what you do about this. All sorts of options around.
I mean, we could just roll for taking her back to the cave, not finding him or finding him.
Oh, you know what I think would work well for this actually is just it's the all like short of something else specific that you have in mind. There's the kind of catch-all face danger move, which we could do with Heart, and just be like, just generally like over the course of this, like how well can you charm her back to the idea of like, see, look, I told you, like he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to just kind of gloss over that.
Yeah, and like really make a big show about how like, you've been searching, like you're trying, but he's not here. Oh, and you could even be like, here. I guess here's my question for you: would you take her back to the cells where he came from?
So I feel like it would be so dangerous that like I would fear running into the creatures of the dream world.
Oh, totally.
And like I feel like I would get to the cave and be like, okay, I took you as far as the cave. I'm not going in there. Good luck. And I warn her too. I say, just so you know, there's evil in there, and it's incredibly dangerous. But good luck. She probably won't trust me.
I was gonna say, I think she's just still holding onto your arm, and like, given how the other roll went, like, I think there was a time that might have been good enough, but right now, like, she wants you with her to like take. She doesn't want you going until she finds him, or until she eventually accepts the fact that he's not here.
I definitely don't want to go back in the cave. I will fight her.
Okay, yeah, if you want to try and like break free of her grasp, totally valid. Because I think right now it's past the point where, like, if you haven't even gone into the cave yet, I don't see a version of where any words would convince her otherwise at this moment. Just because now she's so stubbornly set upon like this is what's happening. So yeah, you want to pull free from her?
Yes.
Okay. So that sounds like a face danger, either with iron or edge. Like it could either be just overwhelming her, or it could just be being wily and managing to slip free from her grasp, which will certainly work better for you mechanically.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Can you indeed do that? You've got a little bit of momentum built up. Let's see here. Oh, and it's... God damn it. If your momentum were 1 higher, it could help you out. But everything keeps tying today. Yeah, so it's a myth. you're not able. She's too strong. She's got a really good grip, and I think, as a result of this, despite your desire, she is pulling you into the cave, back into this darkness, and I think along the way it's just saying, like, particularly because she's hot tempered, like, it's too late for that. Now come on, quit your mewling. The sooner we find him, the sooner you can go back your day.
I'd be shouting at Flint at this point.
Yeah.
Like, Flint, what do I do?
Let's see. Flint. Let's see. What would Flint tell you about this? What would the voice in your head say? Flint would just be Flint would just be looking at her clearly powerful body and just be like, maybe her body is the one for me. Like, she seems capable. How about I think Flint might say he's a hard person. Lead her back to the cells and lock her up. She's too big of a problem.
Flint, she'll die.
Doesn't have to be forever. You could leave the keys where she can get at them, but that'll give you enough time to get out of there. Hey, Flint had to embrace some darkness before to make through the cave. It changed him a little bit.
True.
He's giving you a little bit more of the edgelord kind of responses on these, especially inside the cave.
Flint is dark. I was not expecting that.
He got more so in some of the adventures in the dream worlds, but a couple of times where his spirit kind of tested him and he had to embrace the darkness to kind of make it through. So yeah, use that answer. Use the environment to your advantage. Lock her up. It's where she wants to go anyway. You kind of think back that you don't like the answer?
Yeah, but like I can't come up with any other idea. And I do sort of trust him even though I don't like his answer.
Yeah.
He's older and wiser and like
and giving you
I think it's wrong. Yeah.
Then maybe like if he probably would sense some amount of that anxiety in there, and he's not a complete asshole, so like and you've got time at this point, so be like, fine. Maybe if you just make a good show of really exploring this space and showing that he's not here, she'll accept that fact. Or maybe he'll be here, but I don't think so. Just make an honest attempt.
Okay.
Show her he's not here. And then tell her that you'll help her find him. Swear on iron that you will. She seems the sort to respect that. Swear on her sword.
Okay.
She'll recognize the bind that puts you in, and know that you wouldn't do that if you were lying.
Okay.
Of course, if you do that, you're going to have to do it. Don't swear on iron if you don't mean it.
Okay.
But you've got both options there. I'm trying to think if I can justify that to be a secure advantage for you. It could be indeed with wits, or honestly, I think that's almost kind of like a because that's so about the swearing on iron. I'm going to stretch the rules a little bit here and say I think I'm securing an advantage with iron, even though it's not literally with my own physical strength or anything like that, or with heart rather, because that's how you swear vows. Because it is so about the power of swearing an iron vow, I'm gonna claim this is secure an advantage with heart. Also because I'm trying to say it in such a way to kind of like give a little bit of that like the weight of this to you. Like I'm really trying to sell it. Of like how there's a real power behind this and you could use that to your advantage. She seems like the type that would respect it. So
yeah.
Let me see if I can secure an advantage for you.
Okay.
Nope. Because I rolled a 9 and a goddamn 10 on the challenge dice. Which, again, it just means that in this case, I'm not really being all that helpful to, like, make it any better for you. I wasn't able to give you a better shot. It's still not the move, but my trying to fill you with that same sense of bravery to be able to just calmly do this and then swear on iron, it clearly isn't carrying the weight I was hoping it would.
Okay.
But whether or not you follow that advice is still completely up to you. It's just not giving you any kind of bonuses. So what do you think?
I think I want to quickly look through the cave, like
Yeah.
just all the obvious areas, and show her. Hopefully, the dream world has been deteriorating this whole time, and there's no monsters. And
yeah.
I'm gonna hope for that.
Okay.
Just show her around.
I don't think there's any residue of it left anyway. Like I think it's now basically gone. I think you're good on that. So let's indeed do this as that roll we were talking about. We're just gonna wrap up this whole situation in just one roll.
Okay, sounds good.
So, yeah, you explore the caves all together. She obviously sees he's not here. Eventually, she accepts that, and there's kind of like a shoulder slumping moment of her, like, or she probably like kicks a rock really hard into a wall or something, and just like shouts out, just like, "Damn it! Wait till I find him. He's not. The slippery bastard isn't here."
I told you.
Now, are you indeed going to try and like promise to help find him together, or just be like consoling her and just be like, "Told you, I'm sorry, but he's not here"?
I think I just tell her I told you he's not here. Can we go now?
Okay, let's do that as a that sounds like just a standard heart compel. Just make her accept, like, he's not here. It's no use. We've been looking for a while. There's no use continuing. Let me go. Here we go.
Yeah, and if she's not convinced,
A double 10 complication. This is the worst kind of. This is the type of critical fail that led to our. Or no, I think it was a double 9 complication that led to our blizzard, but it's bad.
Okay.
It's real bad. I don't think I can possibly justify this not being combat at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
she hates me.
yeah, she's clearly not buying. She hears that as like, "I told you." Like, whether or not you said it that way, that's how she's hearing it. And she's clearly convinced that you're in cahoots with him, and you stalled her as long as you did so that he could get away, and you probably had some way of signaling him, and you're just like, and she's drawn a blade. Is this a fight that you want? The all important question, is this a fight that you want to like be seeing all the minutia of and do like roll by roll, or do you want to just wrap this up in one just kind of quick battle roll to see how it goes? Or do you even want to fight her, or you just want to wrap it up in one? Okay.
Yeah, I want to fight her. She brought me back to the cave. I really did not want to be there. She's being threatening and
she is, yeah. She's a real jerk. Maybe someday she'll redeem herself. But
taking a stand.
Okay. But you said you do indeed want to just do a quick version, like just do a battle roll. Okay. So let's see how this goes. This is the first time I've actually ever done the battle roll. I've never done the just kind of quick version. So when you fight a battle and it happens in a blur, envision your objective and roll. So I guess, yeah, that's the question. Is your objective, is it just to get away? Is it to best her in combat? Like, if this goes the way you want to, how does that look?
I want to disarm her. I don't want to.
Oh, okay. So you just want to, by the end of this...
I don't want to kill her.
Yeah.
I definitely want to disarm her and maybe like tie her up or something.
Disarm her, presumably be in possession of her sword by the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, disarm her, have her subdued and a kind of like bound up sort of thing. This is the objective. Now, in terms of tactics, are you doing it like using your speed and the terrain to your advantage, in which case that's an edge roll? Fight depending on your courage, allies, or companions, which is heart. I don't know if that one is really available, given that you're like, sure, I'm here, but not really.
Yeah, he can only
Yeah, I can cheer you on
be
and
a
be like,
distraction.
you can
or,
do it,
yeah.
Grae. Yeah. So I don't know if that one's really all that available. I mean, unless it's like it would be your courage, just you couldn't be relying on allies. It could be, you know, fighting close and overpowering, which would be iron. Probably not your best bet. Basically, all of them have a possibility here. Shadow would be if you're being trickery and like befuddling your opponent through all sorts of dirty tricks. Wits would be if you're, you know, carefully having just tactics to outsmart them. And the thing that seems most reasonable that would work best for you would be, you know, it's either your edge or your wits. Either you're just you're just that fast of a fighter, or you are being real smart about your choices to like get her to be vulnerable, which seems more like what your style would be here.
I'd definitely go with edge.
The edge, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're fast.
And they're both two, so yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't work. It's more just to get an understanding.
It's
of
a
what
combination.
It looks like. Yeah. Yeah.
Edge and wits.
Yeah. So you just in a blur of what's going on. Let's see. It's all done in one roll. How does this go? There we go. Strong hit. Perfect. So I'm pretty sure that means it's going to happen exactly the way you want it to. That's generally what strong hits mean. On a strong hit, you achieve your objective unconditionally. Take +2 momentum. Nice. There we go. Built that momentum up. And indeed, it's just as we described it. She's bound up in like some rope or something that you got out of your pack after you disarmed her. Like, and once you had her, I assume it probably goes something like this. Like, you disarmed her and now have like a sword at her. Like, she's clearly at your mercy. And at that point, she kind of submits to being bound up because she wants that more than, you know, dying.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's the two of you in the cave, and you've got her bound up, and you have her sword separated. What's your plan from here?
I just say, you know, we could have done this the easy way, but now we're doing it my way.
I think she might have. I want to say I gotta roll an oracle to see, like, is the fact that you bested her in combat, which I think is something she prizes pretty well. Like, she seems, you know, with her sword that she was preparing and everything, like, she's probably the type of person that prizes that a little bit. Is beating her the type of thing that makes her, like, see you in a better light?
That's what I was,
Let's
hoping.
see. I think it's a 50-50 chance. I think it could go either way.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Because if she hears me saying that, she might be thinking, oh, she actually was holding back being aggressive and fighting me.
That's true. So let's see. I think on a 1, she's just...
She didn't have to fight me.
Yeah. I'm going to roll basically flipping a coin. On a 1, she's more just upset at being beaten. On a 2, she is impressed.
Okay.
Come on. 2, she's impressed. There we go. Yes. Yeah. So I think as a result of that, she's probably calmed down a little bit. And she's just kind of looking at you with a, you know, kind of smiling a little. Like, you see a change on her face as she's just like, she's kind of looking up to you, both physically and just in the moment. Like, yeah, you know, you held your own there. So maybe she'll say something along those lines that makes it clear, like, because you were saying how it could have gone another way. It's like, I clearly underestimated you. I thought I had the better of the situation, to be honest. But it's obviously wrong.
Well, hopefully you can trust me now, but until I know that I completely have your trust, you're staying tied up for now.
Am I staying here? I feel like you can almost I feel like you can almost see a look in her eyes that shows like she wants to come with you, because like again she's impressed by you.
Yeah.
Like she's like, if you can see there's like this slight fear and anxiety where she's like, oh, don't leave me here now that I know you're cool. Like I don't want to leave now.
I think to further gain her trust, I'm gonna swear on iron to help her
There
find
we go.
Muko.
I think that, so here's another thing that I want to keep in mind. There's of course a move in this game called Forge a Bond. When you spend significant time with a person or community, stand together to face hardships, or make sacrifices for their cause, you can attempt to create a bond. When you do, you get to roll. So, like, bonds are, of course, kind of the meta game, like the end game sort of thing you want to work towards, where the more people you know in the world, the more people you have bonds with, the kind of better interacting you are with the world, the better your chances are at, like, retiring well. Plus, there's just more people you know out in the world where you can, like, socialize with them better. They're more willing to help you. They're good stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if you indeed swear this on iron and it goes well, I think that's a good cause to honestly try and forge a bond with the make sacrifices for their cause. Like, if you're willing to go out of your way to kind of help her out here, especially after all of this, like you tested against each other in battle, there's all these things like that may be worthy of it. Maybe. Or it might be the beginning of it, and then later, once you've done it, which is probably honestly where it is. Like, once you've made the sacrifice for the cause, maybe that's the moment to finally forge the bond.
Yeah.
But first things first, you wanted to swear this vow on iron. So what is the vow?
I vow to help you find. I vow to help Chandra find Muko.
Okay. And I guess the second question for us is how troubling do we want this to be? How much on-screen time do we really want this to be? Is this troublesome, dangerous, formidable, extreme, or epic? Speaking personally, I think that it should be either troublesome or dangerous. Nothing too bad, because it's not the main part of the story unless we really want it to be. I think this should be something that we should be like. You should be able to lead her back to Muko this session. I think that's my leaning anyway. Unless you want that to be kind of a more prolonged, like, we really can't find him, and it's going to take a while. What's your thinking?
I don't know. I feel like she does get stuck with us for a while, but
okay.
Like, I don't know.
We could maybe set it at like formidable, something where it's going to be a long adventure together.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
trying to think.
Let's set it at that then. Still totally doable. It's just it'll be a little while. I'll also remind that you're most of the way, but not quite there, to find out what happened to Flint. And I think we ruled last time that the only thing really standing in the way is finally having that conversation where I like talk about what happened. So that just as a recommendation of something that you could easily wrap up this session and then get some nice experience and possibly be able to upgrade your some of your assets.
Okay.
But yeah, let's write down this bond, or this vow rather. Vow number 4. So you vow to. I'm just gonna paraphrase here. So like lead or help Chandra find Muko. Just paraphrasing. And we're setting that as formidable. All right, so this is going to be a little while. Let's swear that vow. Let's see how it goes. So I believe swearing on iron is a heart move. Yeah, swear an iron vow. You're going to, yes, roll plus heart. Let's see here. Strong hit. Nicely done. You're emboldened, and it is clear what you must do next. Ask the Oracle of Unsure. Take +2 momentum. So So yeah, your momentum is now almost all the way up the track. As you clearly, like, you know, there's the show of, oh, what iron are you swearing on? Is it your blade or hers? Or
Oh,
something else entirely?
that's a good question.
Because we have two different swords here.
I think it would just be on mine.
Okay.
'cause
Yeah, it's your personal one, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
don't take my swears lightly.
I think clearly with the strong hit and everything, she definitely like probably sees you as all the more cool now. Just be like, oh, and you're like you do the like old traditions of swearing on iron, like you stand behind this shit, and indeed like putting your kind of like your soul on the line to this promise, sort of. You know, it says something. That's making her all the more dispositioned better towards you, and so let's see. We need to ask. We need to find out like what's the first step. It's we had a strong hit, so I think that would be like what if maybe something about the way he was dressed that you remember seeing was an indication of like where he originally came from, and so you think like what a good place to check would be, and like it's like something that demonstrates he's from a town. It's just an idea. Like I should figure out what that is, but like maybe a piece of jewelry, like a necklace or something that had like a symbol, or what you thinking?
I was just thinking we would just go with the original plan to head to the next town.
Oh yeah, could be that too.
I feel like he would just be there because it's the
close,
nearest functioning town, and he would probably
fair enough. Yeah. So yeah,
head that way.
So then Lost Bridge. You just know like clearly, most important thing is get to Lost Bridge. We'll reprovision, and we can at least he's at least probably been through there. It's a place where we can ask around.
Okay.
So yeah, you are confident in that. You have a vow. At that point, we're ready to be off. Unless there's anything else you want to do in this area, like with like scavenging this town before going, or anything like that. It sounds like an undertake a journey roll is what's coming next.
How's my health?
Your health is +1. That's true. You could also take the opportunity to maybe do some healing.
Yeah, I think I would want to heal up a little bit more.
Okay.
Ask her if she has food. She might have food.
Yeah, I mean that's all. Yeah, that's all just the supply that you have. It's abstracted. Like you guys have got food and the general stuff.
Oh, okay.
There's technically if there's ever a specific kind of object that we need to determine, like, do you have that or not? There is actually a move we can make to kind of determine. Like, it's called check your gear. It came in a supplement, and we can basically roll your supply and determine like, do you have it or not?
Okay.
But for food, like, yeah, that's definitely, if you have supply, you have food.
Right. So yeah, just do a bit more patching up, and
you certainly have
out.
an opportunity here. So it sounds like making the heal move on yourself is the right call here. So, if you are mending your own wounds, you need to roll either wits or iron, whichever is lower. Which will be iron in this case, because like you may know what you're doing, but it's hard to patch yourself up. It's hard to keep going when it might hurt. Is there anything you want to do first to kind of like secure an advantage or something to kind of make up for the fact that you're using your iron? Or admittedly, you do have a lot of momentum right now, so if need be, you could burn it. It could be something even along the lines of just like, finding a stick to bite down on or something that just helps you deal with pain better, or having a drink first, something like that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, just numb yourself a little bit.
Getting numb up a little bit.
Or shit, if you want to get numbed up, just step outside in the blizzard for a bit.
That's true.
And I guess that could be a way to numb yourself first. I don't know if it's a great idea.
I don't know, because the blood will like recede to the
Well,
vitals,
at least that'll help make sure you're not going to bleed out somehow. But
true.
But yeah, it. Let's see. That would be so. I think this is securing an advantage with like wits, maybe like be able to. It's or are you indeed like doing it through alcohol or like what's the plan here?
Yeah, I think we do have like a small flask of
Okay. So then I think the
something.
reason this is wits, it's either wits or iron. I think it could be that just because it's about knowing like making sure to drink the right amount, so like it's effective but not going to impair you when you're trying to like patch yourself up.
Mm.
Um, iron would certainly be just how well you can like take the liquor, but I think there's an argument for wits of just knowing when to stop.
Okay, we'll do it.
Let's see here. Complication. Okay, now here's the thing though.
Did I get drunk?
Well, you could burn your momentum for this to make it okay. You have enough momentum to do that, but if you do that, you're losing a lot of momentum, and this is still just the setup roll. So it's like it is a complication, but it's not. I would save it for the heal roll personally, because like sure you could make this better and then be like okay at the healing, but then if you botch that, that's probably the one you really want to do well on.
Yeah.
But agreed. I think the complication here is I think you have a little bit too much. And now
I'm a lightweight.
yeah, exactly. Like you're low iron, you're a little bit of a lightweight. You've gotten yourself a little bit too far gone before this, which is also going to be a bit of a problem like, it's winter out there. Like you're lowering you're restricting blood vessels and like
Yeah, that's true.
it's like heavy winter outside. So I think that's where the real complication is going to come into play. Is we're going to have to keep that in mind for like not freezing to death.
That's true. Yeah, that's kind of a disadvantage of it.
Exactly. So I think the way to represent this, since you failed on a secured advantage, scrolled way too far. Yeah, your failure assumptions betray you. I think it's going to be that I'm going to impose a -2, I think, on this roll for like the healing, because I think like you've had too much and like it's hard to be good when you're drunk. But again, you've got a lot of momentum just in case you need this to go well. So like you're still pretty well set up, and who knows, maybe you'll just roll well anyway. So this is an iron roll with a -2, unfortunately. Not a great setup.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, at least you probably feel really nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait, what the? Hold on. Oh, okay. It's giving us possibilities here. It's saying that, so after everything was done, you rolled a 0, which means it's a miss. If you burned momentum, it could be a, like, you could turn this into, well, it thinks a weak hit because it doesn't realize that your momentum is all the way at 9. You could turn this into a strong hit, which, let me tell you what the options are here. It's either a miss or a strong hit. If you get a strong hit on this heal move, you'll be able to take 2 health and clear any conditions you would have, but you don't have any. If it's a miss, then your aid is ineffective and you'll have to pay the price, which, I mean, I don't really, I think the price is just that indeed, like, you'd probably have to use up some supply in doing so. So you wouldn't get any healing and your supply would go down by 1 is, I think, a reasonable price to pay for this. So
I thought losing momentum was the price.
Well, you could turn this into a strong hit by burning your momentum. That's a different thing. If you set that all the way back down to +2, then this will just be a strong hit and you'll get the healing. If you don't do that, then I think you don't get healed and it'll just eat up some of your supplies that are wasted in the process.
I feel like it makes sense that I would lose momentum.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah, I mean we're kind of
you're
drunk. We're waiting around. It's kind of it's lagging things behind. Yeah, so let's indeed burn that momentum.
Storm's moving in.
Exactly. So you burn down. It's a good opportunity to do it. Now your health is up to a +3. Boop boop boop, There you go, which is starting to look a little bit more comfortable. Probably feeling pretty well. I guess that's probably all the more reason why you got drunk more easily is you've already been injured. You've probably lost a little bit of blood and stuff like that. And so it hit you faster. Cool. So you're healed up. I think at this point we're ready to undertake that journey. Which, again, I made the preparations back when we were initially camping. So... Oh, wait. You know what I forgot? Your herbalist technique. Which means
What?
you would get to either add +2 or on a hit get an additional +1 health, which I'd recommend doing that one. So your health is at 4 actually, because you're a healer. You heal even more. I forgot about
okay.
that. Yeah, it's your asset, and I'd forgotten about that.
Okay.
So yes, let's undertake a journey and set out for Lost Bridge.
Let's go.
Let's see how I want this to not be too far away, because that was the whole point. Was it was just the closest real town, so it should probably just be like a troublesome journey, just like a few stops, and then we'll get there.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be just troublesome. Then for each segment of the journey, roll plus wits. You'll use your wits with a +1, because I've prepared a little bit for you, and I've got some advice on where to get to and safe ways to avoid. Like, I think what I was pre-thinking, as I mentioned before, was the like ways to do it that'll keep you relatively sheltered from the storm. Where you like places where there's heavy like mountainsides or something to travel next to that'll shelter you from the wind, or things like that, where you can have some protections along the way. So it may not be like the shortest route, but it'll be one that saves you time by just not having to deal with the storm the whole way. And so that was the preparation I was doing, which gives you the +1 on this. So
That was through Flint.
yes, that was back when we were making camp. That was the choice I made, was prepare.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
Thanks, Flint.
Here we go. So a weak hit. Hey, it's fine. Most of them in this game will be weak hits. You were really close too. On a weak hit, we reach a waypoint and mark progress, but suffer -1 supply. That's fine. No big deal there. Lose a little bit of supply, but you're a third of the way to the destination. Let me just mark that on there on that 5th line. Just that this is just the journey to Lost Bridge.
Yeah, we can always restock.
Exactly. You can forage along the way, and we should find out a little bit about what this milestone is. Like where this landmark that we've reached. And there's some things that we can roll to help figure that out. Sorry, I'm trying to find... There we go. So this is Journey to Lost Bridge. Not Burge, Bridge.
Lost Bird.
Lost Bridge. Smashing.
Lost.
And
Have a lovely day.
A lovely day. And you are 3 full boxes of the way there. So boop, boop, and boop. But indeed, supply is brought down by just a little bit. And we need to figure out where we are. So, one of the oracles on here is location. We're going to find out what kind of place are we in, where we kind of zoom back out and have a moment. A waterfall. Oh, a frozen waterfall. That's really cool. So, yeah. So, like, I imagine, like, the water... So, this is probably the waterfall of, like, where the initial, like, water came from the distance to, like, drown the town. And there was so much that, like, it's still just constantly flowing down, but then it's frozen over right now. And so it's a good place to, like, make a quick stop and, like, camp underneath it. Or at least reprovision and, like, reorient before you move on. Because you're hidden underneath the waterfall from all these... from the winds and the snow and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's
Scenic.
Exactly. It's a cool spot. I think this waterfall is like, it's huge. And so like it's like just thick.
Really wide.
Yeah, like really wide, and it's just like it's almost like you're going through an ice tunnel.
Yeah.
And so all the more like there's an opportunity to do stuff here. Now, we don't have to focus any more on that. There's no complication or anything. So if you want to, you can try and like scavenge or like rather like hunt or something to increase your supply, or you can just keep going on from here.
Okay.
What's your thinking?
Yeah, I think there might be like I'm trying to think. I don't know if there would be any other animals around a waterfall, but
It's like shelter-ish, so there's a chance. Basically, there's a resupply move. You can try it, and you might be able to get some supplies back.
okay.
It's just up to you whether or not you want to do it or just focus on the journey. I can tell you that once you do run out of supply, it can be a bit problematic.
Okay. Yeah, let's do a little bit of hunting, see if there's
Yeah, you have that moment there. Here's the question. Along this journey, nothing untoward has happened from the outside. Have you untied Chandra yet, or is that still like you're just like leading her like Gollum with like a rope? Has she? Because like nothing's really come up to necessarily earn the trust back, but she hasn't tried to do anything. It has been relatively pleasant. So what's your thinking? Is she still tied up or not?
I think at this point no.
Okay. Because if she were, she would definitely
Especially-
make a case for, like, if you were about to go out and hunt, be like, hey, like, in case something happens, could I not be tied up if you're going to leave me alone? But you said you're untying her
Yeah.
anyway?
Yeah, let's go ahead and untie her.
Maybe
I-
maybe that's even the reason, is, like, when you're about to go hunt, it's like, okay, let me not leave you vulnerable.
Yeah. Which is another sign of showing
exactly.
her she can trust me.
Yeah, like, I'm giving some trust to you.
Slowly,
Don't make me
yeah.
regret this.
Slowly earning more and more trust.
Exactly. Okay, so this is a wits roll, and it's just, you're hunting, foraging, or scavenging. So you're going out there with, like, a bow and seeing if you can scare up some game or something. Some, like, ice chipmunks or some conies.
Ice chipmunks.
The ice monks!
Turtle seals.
Alright, here we go. Hey, there we go. Strong hit. All on your own. So, no need for momentum or anything. Strong hit, you bolster your resources, take +2 supply. Yeah, this journey's going pretty well. So you've got 3 health, you got 3 supply, you got 4
Needed it.
spirit. Like, you're doing pretty. Your sliders are back in good positions now. You're pretty set. So yeah, I think sounds like you come back with a brace of conies or something to indeed share or maybe
A brace of conies.
yeah. Is it that, or is it more just like finding like on frozen bushes, like gathering berries and stuff to like munch on the trail? What do you think this would be? More like meat,
I think we
or
found
just...
something. I think we found some kind of meat. Yeah, hiding
Okay.
behind the waterfall too.
Gotcha. Yeah, you did some hunting. You found something that you could cure over, you could basically have it freeze dried for now, and then it's just stuff for later. Because you did just eat by the fire recently, so it's more just you're provisioning for later. So
It's cold enough. It's gonna keep.
Exactly. It's not going to spoil. Yeah. So let's undertake a journey again to try and reach another milestone, and hopefully be ready for it. All right. Oh, well, I'm glad that has happened. Yeah, welcome, Mr. Protocol. I'm glad that the formerly LT Chicken has done so. We have a miss, and no longer any amount of momentum to really help out with this. It's a long day out in the cold. It's difficult. So on a miss, you're waylaid by a perilous event. Pay the price. So something happens along the trail here. What if... I think this should be the type of thing, like maybe there's another section where we have to cross over, like, a frozen section of pond or something. What if we have the classic, like, the ice breaking underneath?
Oh, dang. Yeah, maybe we make it to, like, the top of the waterfall and there's, like, we're following a river and we do
Yeah,
come across that pond.
exactly. We're like crossing a river, and
Or like
it gets more thin than
yeah.
expected. And I don't think you
Yeah.
necessarily fall in, but I think we need to face danger to make sure that you don't. Um, so let's see. It sounds like a face danger with your edge, just being quick enough to like when you hear it start to crack, like get out of the way, get to safety before you fall in the water. So let's see. Also, a thing to keep in mind: we should probably try and look out for the animals along the way, like a sign to them or something. Once you get your horse back, that'll.
Oh yeah, the horse and the Thornberry.
Yes, Thornberry and Rascal. Ooh. So this is another miss. It sounds like you're going in the drink. Either you or maybe we should do this on an oracle to find out: is it you that goes in, or is it that you're not fast enough to like warn Chandra and Chandra goes in? Let's determine that randomly. Which one of you is taking a spill inside of a frozen river?
That sounds like so horrible.
I know, like in the middle of a blizzard, and you just because whoever does, like this is critical. You're gonna need to get them warmed back up, and you are not in a great environment to do it. So like before we can really undertake the next section of the journey, like this is gonna be a problem we're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna have to leave her to die. You know, one or the other. So let's see. Would you like to be odd or even?
I'm gonna go with even.
Your sure-footed evenness. Okay, so on an even, that means you have fallen in the water.
Damn it!
On an odd, or unless you wanted the other way. Did you mean that you wanted to be?
Oh, I thought you said I thought you already.
Oh no, I haven't rolled it yet. I'm just saying.
I thought you rolled. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying what will happen. On an even, you will fall in the water.
Okay.
On an odd, you will not.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so. Even. You are falling in the water. So I think there's probably a but maybe this is the moment where the bond is tested all the more and Chandra saves you. Maybe. So yeah, there's a cracking underneath your feet. And maybe it's because you had Chandra, you were like too focused on like trying to like push her out of the way. Maybe you're being brave or something, and you fell in the drink as a result because you weren't fast enough to save both of you. And
I've never heard it said
the drink
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But you are in the icy, terrible waters right now. I think it's a small hole, and first off, we need to like it's definitely a hit to your health. We're gonna have to make you face that because it's miserably cold. So right away, that's gonna be a hit of just the one. It's not too bad, but we're gonna see how well you take it, and then we're gonna go from there. Oh, we're also getting close to the wrap-up point, so maybe we're gonna, depending on how this goes, we may have a cliffhanger of you being like trapped underneath a frozen river. Because I wonder, like how, like with it so like mythologically cold out here, how quickly these freeze back over.
Right.
Like there's a chance that we could have that sort of thing. So let's reduce this by 1. It's a good thing you healed up and healed up almost all the way to full. Let's see how well you take it. So this is your Endure Harm roll. Health or Iron, whichever is higher. Your health is much higher than your Iron. So I'm going to make that roll for you now. Yep. So on a miss, you also suffer -1 momentum. If you're at 0 health, you're not. You're not that far off, so that's the end of it. It's just you're going to lose a little bit of momentum, which makes sense. We have to now deal with the fact that you're in a freezing river.
Yeah.
So what do? Are you trying to save yourself, which is probably going to involve a lot of trying to pull yourself out of this is probably a measure of strength, or is it about trying to get her to help you? What's the focus here? As you're like flailing in the freezing fucking water, the air practically knocked out of you from just how cold it is and how much your lungs are hit again. The diaphragm constricts.
Yeah, I think I'd be in too much shock. I barely get her name out of my mouth. Like I don't even really get it out. It's more like
There's like almost a
a
squeak.
whisper.
Yeah, a squeak like whisper of just. What? Give us a taste of that. What does that sound like? Do your best Chandra squeak.
I can't even see. That's like how cold it is.
No, thankfully. Thankfully, it's not like she has. It's not like she's dim-witted and be like, "What? What's going on? What happened?" Like she knows exactly what happened. But let's do this as a compel.
I feel like I don't finish her name. I just like shut.
Yeah, shut. And I mean, you're fighting the water getting into your mouth as well. This seems like a
Which
great
is quickly freezing
opportunity to use this as your compel. You're using your heart to try and exactly. You're begging. Now, if you shared a bond, you'd have a +1 on this, but you don't yet. We're on the way though. This is totally wrapping. Oh, and Flint is freaking out in your head right now, especially because he he is so desperate because you're the he cares about you for one. You're carrying the only thing that can return him back to his body, and that's also in the water. So that's its own problem. He wishes he could call out to help you, but he knows you're the only one who can hear him. If this goes poorly, I think he'll at least try and be the help to help you get out yourself by spotting where to go. Like how to get, he'll try and give you advice, but let's hope that Chandra just can do it for you. All gonna be wrapped up in how well you can convince her, get you the fuck out of this water. Okay, it's a weak hit, but that is still a hit. It was almost a strong hit, actually. Weak hit is still gonna be probably all that we need. You know, they're gonna do so as above, they'll do what you want, so she'll get you out of the water, you get +1 momentum, but they ask something of you in return. Interesting. Because you're already helping out. Let's figure this out. What would have you given back her sword yet? Or just untied her?
I think I've just untied her.
Then she would definitely be saying she'd definitely be saying that she'll do it, but she'll need the sword back when when this is all done. And I think she's gonna be just a little bit of a jerk enough to make you agree to that before getting you out. She's got the leverage right now, so she's like, I'll do it, but I need the sword back. Deal?
Okay.
Do we have a deal?
I just nod. I can't.
We have the genie moment of I'll take that as a yes, and so she turns into a submarine.
Basically.
Yep.
Just too cold to...
Yeah, you managed to eke out just enough of a clear agreement, and she'll I don't know, get some rope or something, and she's able to get in there that you can grab onto, and she can pull you out. You got the hit, so we're not going to make her roll to do it. It's just she does it. She's an NPC. But one last thing that we need to do before we wrap this up, we need to get you warmed up. You're in freezing wet, soaking clothes right now. So what are we going to do about this? As she takes her sword back, perhaps Flint can find you'd be better at finding it because you got the better wits. Finding some shelter or something. Clearly we need to make a fire. Get you warmed back up.
Yeah, definitely. So we get off the ice.
So maybe a secure an advantage with wits to find a good spot to then make camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Let's do that. Let's get you warmed up. Okay. Weak hit on secure an advantage, which means that the advantage is short-lived. You can just take +1 momentum, which fine. That's not bad. And yeah, so you find a spot. It's short-lived, so whatever you find is it's not ideal, but it's the best you got. It's the driest place that you have to possibly be able to start a fire to get you warmed up, at least for now. Like,
Mhm.
you would never choose this spot if you weren't in the kind of hurry you're in. So, like, what's wrong
Maybe
with it?
it's just like really sparse shelter. Like it's just only like one tree.
Yeah,
Like,
you're just like underneath a tree, and like it's barely anything, and like the tree is heavy with like snow on the leaves that could like collapse back down at any moment if it gets too heavy on
it's a
there.
very exposed area, and maybe it's not easy to light a fire.
Oh, that's the other thing. Maybe this is the type of thing where like maybe we hear we hear some like the howling of wolves or something in the distance, and this fire could like this fire could lead them to you potentially if you spend too much time here. And so like they're not attacking you right now, they're not anywhere visible, but we like get that little hinting that there's like this is not a safe place to stop for a long time. You won the wet t-shirt contest even though she was the only not even wearing a t-shirt but despite all that she still won. So yeah, let's make camp, and this will be the last thing we do before we part ways tonight. We'll see, can we get her warmed back up? Or I guess we're not resting and recovering for several hours in the wild. We don't have time to do that. So really, I think it's more of a face danger to just like get you warmed back up in time. Which
do I get frostbite?
Exactly.
Or not?
Which you're not just enduring it, so it's not iron. You're trying to build a fire. So I think this is another wits move. It's just expertise, insight, and observation. Like it's just getting another fire built in time. It would either be that or ads to do it quickly, but they're mathematically the same anyway, so we know what it looks like. Let's make a roll. Okay. One more weak hit, which is you succeed but face a troublesome cost, which means one of the sliders is going to go down by one. One that would make a lot of sense would be it costing momentum, just because, you know, we have to stop to do all of this, and it's standing in the way of the journey.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just bring that momentum back down to +2. And yeah, so you light up this you do manage to get a fire to warm yourself up next to, get yourself dried off. It stopped y'all for a little bit, but not so much that it's gonna interrupt the journey completely and not like attract the wolves. You're okay. You're able to get back from like you're probably miserable and still really cold, but you're not
definitely.
like but you're not
I hate being cold.
It's stupid cold, but not life-threateningly cold. Your furs are now dry enough to still help you and not just freeze you to death and like freeze over you. Yeah, so with that in mind, like I'm trying to I like to always have like a little bit more of a solid moment to be like our last kind of image to go out on. But
I do like the howling wolves.
Yeah, maybe they're just still howling.
They're doing okay.
And Chandra
maybe
is just
dark.
Yeah, it's like getting darker, and the wolves are howling, and Chandra just says to you like, "I know it's not comfortable, but we gotta get going. We can't stay." She like gestures around. We can't stay here. You ready? Come on. And she like puts a hand on your shoulder and like thinks back to the fact of how you beat her in combat. Like she thinks of you as a really hardy person, so she's just like, "Come on, you can do it." I know.
All right. I reluctantly get up and gather my stuff together.
And with some kicking some snow over the fire, or actually, maybe Chandra suggests like we should leave the fire up. It might, if there are wolves around here, maybe they'll come to that.
Distract them. Yeah. Okay. Let's leave it up.
So she leaves the fire going, and the two of you trudge off into the howling winds.
Look behind me longingly at the fire as we walk away.
Yeah, it must be like,
no,
it reminds me of having to leave a shower and just like, I don't want to leave the warmth. It's so terrible. But that times like 5 to 10 to 20. Like, it's just so much worse.
Yes.
Leaving the warmth of that fire. Just shivering the entire way. Well, that has been session 8, I think, of Ironsworn. we're still alive, still making our way
Yay.
through the wintry landscape. It definitely turned into some directions that I was not expecting. I didn't expect to spend all this time on this person that we found, because I didn't know we were going to find a person at
Yeah.
all. But like, I'm liking this developing relationship with you and Chandra. Like, I want to turn her into a recurring character. That like I don't think she's necessarily going to like go with us the entire way, but I think you'll forge a little bit of this bond and eventually part ways on this journey to find Muko. But then maybe we'll see her now and then. Like, she'll pop up in places. And I like that. I want to fill out the world with more people. And I'm glad you didn't wind up having to leave her in a cell.
Me too.
But
She came in handy. When,
totally. I mean,
when
she
Squid couldn't help.
saved you from the frozen river. So that is indeed the session. It's been 2 hours of playtime. We do this every Tuesday, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific time. But that's our 2 hours. I hope you'll join us in the future. We're always looking for audience suggestions along the way. And if you want to catch up on the story up until this point, if you came in midway through this, and you want to be like, wait, how did we get here? Because there have been a lot of twists and turns along the way. I'd be willing to bet that there's all sorts of stuff that would surprise you. Go to my YouTube page. It's down below the video player. You can get to the playlist to find all of our episodes. This will be up there in probably by tomorrow evening. It's been a really fun game, and
Yeah.
if you want to play it, it is a freely available game, available at www.ironswornrpg.com. You don't have to pay a thing for it, and it's really, really well put together. And even though we're playing it as co-op, it is designed so that you can do it just as one player with no GM. I've literally sat at my dining room table before and just be like, hey, let me just have an RPG tonight. Let's see where this goes, and just do it all by myself. And it was really fun. It came out with a great story. It's got some wonderful mechanics to push you and inspire you to make just dramatic, interesting things happen. So I can't recommend heartily enough that you give it a shot. Try it out if you have any interest in RPGs. Blink, before we head out, what can we find over at Blink and Firefly? What's your channel about? Tell us about you.
I am a lullabist. So if you like lullabies, come over to my channel, Blink and Firefly, and I will sing lullabies and play tinkly musics and ukulele and the such.
All the tinkles. Are you still, and don't know my schedule? So yes, the schedule is Tuesdays we do this. Sunday nights, 5 to 9 p.m. Pacific time at Midnight Jester 8. We of course do the cello request stream. Sometimes followed by an after party, or sometimes even a pre-party. There are occasional things during the week that are off schedule. This week is not looking good for them. I'm going to be busy tomorrow and Thursday. Maybe I'll have something Friday. So yeah, I'm going to try and have a Friday night after work stream, probably around this same time of like 7, 8 p.m. Pacific time. But yeah, definitely nothing tomorrow, definitely nothing Thursday. And I'm gonna be more available soon, because this is my last week at work before taking a break for a couple of weeks. The office is just gonna be closed since the holidays are coming up. Some of that I will be here with little to do, and I'll probably be doing some streaming, but some of it we're gonna be doing a little bit of a reverse here. I'll be joining Blink and Firefly on her stream, because I'll be heading up to her neck of the woods in Rochester for about a week and a half. So sometime between Christmas and like the beginning of the year, you'll likely be able to see some duo music stream over there. Yeah, absolutely, give her a follow. She well deserved. You will not regret it.
Thanks, Morphe.
So yeah, I'll see y'all around. I'm obviously on my Discord between now and then, but I'm going to be going to bed pretty soon. I hope you all have enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the future for more Ironsworn streams. I really love this game, and
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
so anyway, see y'all around and have a good night.